Pinterest-inspired boho bridal hairstyles.
Okay. Pinterest-inspired boho bridal hairstyles. Okay, got it.
That sounded good to me.
Wait, sorry.
Let me know when you're ready, girl.
Yeah. Niki's intro. Cool.
We'll just see what
Go
happens.
with the flow.
And I promise you, you don't need to be a professional hairstyle to create them.
Good.
Did I say hairstyle or hairstylist?
I think you said hairstyle.
I think I said hairstyle too. Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm in a little bit of a different space today and I have two very special, beautiful guests with me. This is Kelsey and Becky, and they are from the channel TheSorryGirls, and we are doing a collaboration video today. So we're doing a video on my channel and a video on their channel. So today what we're doing is creating some Pinterest-inspired boho bridal hairstyles.
Pinterest-inspired boho bridal hairstyles.
I know that sounds like a complete tongue twister, but one of the main reasons why we're doing it is because Becky over here is getting married.
Yay!
She's getting married in August, and she reached out to me to ask her to help her out and basically, you know, create some content that's inspired by her upcoming nuptials. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm gonna be doing these beautiful ladies' hairs. They're gonna be rocking some fancy hair extensions. I'm gonna show you how you can create your own boho bridal hairstyle at home with ease. I promise you, you do not have to be a professional hairstylist to create them. So without further ado, let's hop right into the tutorial. Okay, so I've got Becky and Kelsey here with me, and I'm going to be using Becky as my model to show you guys how to first achieve the boho base, so the boho texture to create these bridal hairstyles. So Kelsey is basically going to be mimicking everything I'm going to be explaining. She has never worn hair extensions before, let alone clip-in hair extensions. So let's see how well she follows my instructions. That is going to show how easy they are to clip into your hair. Okay, so I've got two sets of fancy hair extensions here. These ones are for Kelsey. This is the milk chocolate brown. Ooh. So I put them in order from the widest weft to the smallest weft.
Okay.
There's no rule in how to clip them in, but generally I like to clip the shortest wefts towards the nape of the neck and go wider as I go closer to the crown.
Okay.
So because your hair is a little bit thinner, I would suggest not going past the level of your ears. Okay. That way all the wefts stay flat against your head, and it's going to be really easy to throw it into any hairstyle and keep them nice and hidden.
Okay.
So for Becky's hair, Becky has more thicker hair, and she also has a very blunt cut. So this makes it a little bit difficult to blend clip-in hair extensions, but you can still do it. There's some tricks that I will show you on how to do that, especially if you're going to be wearing your hair down. The first thing that we're going to do is brush out the natural hair. So I always start from the bottom and then work my way up. That way you're brushing your hair out in the most gentlest way without pulling on your hair, and it also reduces hair fallout. So another tip I wanted to give you ladies who have thinner or finer hair, such as Kelsey, is before you clip in your hair extensions, what you want to do is when you separate the section, you want to add a little bit more grit to the roots so the clips have something to grip onto. With Becky, because her hair is a little more coarse, I probably won't have to do that. But for Kelsey, what I'm going to do is give you some dry shampoo. This is a great hack.
Okay.
So all you have to do is spray a little bit at the roots, and that way it'll make your hair a little bit grittier, and it'll make it easier for the clips to grip onto and stay in for a longer period of time.
Cool.
So while you're doing that, I'm going to show you how you can clip in hair extensions into hair that is short or has a blunt haircut to make sure that they blend in beautifully when your hair is down. So what you want to do is separate your hair at about mid-ear. So what I'm going to do with this hair is tie it into a little ponytail. I'm going to take one of these little clear hair elastics, and I always double them up just in case because sometimes they tend to snap. And I'm just going to tie this part of Becky's hair into a little ponytail. I know, it looks very funny. And I'm just going to twist it into a little bun and pin it to the back of her head. You're not going to see this bun. It's just going to make her overall hair a little bit less dense. It's going to help the hair extensions blend in with her haircut much, much easier. I'm just using some bobby pins to secure that bun in place. So what I'm gonna do now is clip in the first wefts into this section over here. I'm gonna be clipping in the shortest wefts. These are the 2-inch wefts. And what I'm gonna do is put the clip into her roots and move it around in a circular motion. What this is going to do is create like a little nest, I like to call it, in the roots. That way the clips, as you can see, are very secure. And I'm gonna do the same thing with this one and then clip it in. And then I'm gonna add in one more right next to it. And there you go, we're done. See you later.
Great style.
Just kidding, but as you can see, there you go. That's gonna be the length of your hair extensions. You can't see the bun in the back. Once I clip in the rest of the wefts, it's gonna be completely hidden and it's gonna blend in beautifully. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what to do if you have thinner hair that needs a little bit more grit for the clips to grip onto. So I'm just separating Becky's hair. Let's say I'm working on Kelsey's, so this is what I would do. So you don't need to spray the dry shampoo everywhere. You just need to spray it at the roots, just like that. And this is gonna create some extra grit. Then once the dry shampoo dries, you can go in with your hair extension weft and then just do the exact same method that I showed you before. So just take the clip, put it into the root, rotate it, clip it in. So do you want to try that out? You think you're ready?
I just don't know how to do it without
Don't be nervous.
seeing the back of my head.
Oh, well, welcome to the club.
We need a little bit of dry shampoo.
Okay. Doing good.
You said let it dry.
Yep, let it dry a little bit.
Okay, and I'm starting with the small guy, yeah?
Yep.
So I don't need a bun because my hair's...
Yep, you don't need a bun. You're good to go. There you go.
Good tip. Whoa.
See, you don't have to clip them in perfectly into your hair because no one is gonna see them. Your hair is gonna be covering it up anyway. As long as it feels secure and like it's not going anywhere, you should be fine.
It's
Awesome.
like your exact color too.
Yeah, it looks like it's blending beautifully.
Crazy.
Legit. Look how long your hair is. Like a mermaid.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and clip in the rest of the wefts for Becky, and Kelsey is gonna clip in the rest of her wefts, and then we're gonna come right back and show you how to style the hair. Okay, so both Becky and Kelsey have their fancy hair extensions clipped in. As you can see, Kelsey's is looking amazeballs.
Wow.
You guys probably don't know what you think I'm a weirdo for saying that, but my audience knows amazeballs is like the thing that I say all the time. But as you can see, Becky's hair, because the ends are slightly lighter than the hair extensions, they're not blending perfectly, but she will be touching them up before our wedding day, so I'm not concerned about that. And we're gonna be curling them anyway, so it's going to help blend her hair in with the extensions even better. So now I'm gonna show you guys how to achieve the typical texturized boho hairstyle. That way you can braid it or put it into an updo and pretty much create any kind of boho hairstyle that you'd like with this base. So the first thing you want to do, actually, before I separate the hair, I always use a heat protectant serum. You guys know I swear by this heat protectant. This is the Bumble and Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil. So Kelsey, I'm going to give you a few pumps of this. What you want to do is comb it through your hair, finger comb it from about here to your ends, okay? So I'm going to give you a few pumps.
Oh, you put it in here.
And just massage it in your hands.
Where do you get that from?
You can get this from Sephora. It's amazeballs.
It's amazing.
Right?
You were like,
No, I wasn't gonna put it on your face, don't worry.
It smells really good though.
So after you finger comb it, what I like to do is brush it through. That way you further distribute it through your hair and make sure that every strand is coated and protected. So I'm gonna start off by sectioning off the hair at the nape of the neck, so at about the bottom of the ear. And I'm gonna tie away the rest of the hair so it's out of the way for now.
That bun is significantly heavier than it was.
I'm like, I can't even fit it in my elastic.
You're gonna have to get bigger elastics now.
Yeah, for reals.
I have my curling wand set to about 360 degrees Fahrenheit. When you're curling the hair, you don't wanna go above this because it could be damaging to the hair. And we're also going to be leaving on each strand of hair on the curling barrel for no longer than 10 to 15 seconds. Kelsey is going to be mimicking what I am doing. And what you want to do is take a section of hair that is about 1 inch to 1.5 inches in thickness. And then I'm taking my curling barrel and I'm leaving out the first like 2 inches or so, wrapping the hair around the barrel, and then also leaving out the last 2 inches or so at the end. So I'm keeping it on for about 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, then I'm gonna drop it into my hand, and then I'm going to gently pull on the ends for just 5 seconds. And what this is going to do is loosen up the curl so that when you let it go, it's gonna be like a nice wave. Right now, it's still a little bit tight, but that's fine. I want it to cool that way because after I'm gonna finger comb it and loosen up the curls even further, and it's gonna become more of a textured wave. So I'm gonna just throw this over your shoulder. Notice that this strand I curled away from Becky's face. The next strand I'm going to be curling towards her face. So you want to alternate the sections. This is also going to create that beautiful boho texture. So this time I'm curling towards the face, and I'm using the same method. So I'm leaving out the first 2 inches, then curling the middle part of the strand and leaving out the last 2 inches. And it doesn't matter how you wrap the strand around the barrel. Actually, if you mix things up, the better. So for one curl, for example, you can twist the section a little bit. For the next curl, you can leave it flat against the curling wand. That way it's going to create even more texture. The more texture, the better when it comes to boho hairstyles. I'm just going to pull on the end for a little bit for 5 seconds and release. How are you doing, Kelsey? Easy?
Good, I think.
Oh, wow.
I did them the same way, but
beautiful.
by accident.
Yep, so just alternate the direction. That way they're gonna have more of that boho feel. This curl, I curled towards Becky's face. This next one, I'm gonna curl away from the face. I'm just using the exact same technique. So this is the technique that I'm gonna use for the rest of her hair. I'm gonna go ahead and curl all of Becky's hair this way, and Kelsey's gonna curl all of her hair this way. And then we're gonna come right back and show you how to style the hair into these beautiful boho bridal hairstyles. Okay guys, so we just finished curling our hair. Well, I finished curling Becky's hair and Kelsey finished curling her hair, and look how beautifully these hair extensions blend. How do you girls feel?
Oh my god, I'm so excited. I feel so glamorous.
They're not used to wearing clip-in hair extensions at all, so they feel like totally different people. I told them, I warned them, you will be addicted. So one thing I did want to add, after you curl your hair, you want to finger comb through the curls just to loosen them up. Another great way of adding that boho texture is, again, just using a dry shampoo. I really like this dry shampoo by Pantene. It's super lightweight. It doesn't leave any funky texture in your hair. It just feels nice, natural, and you can still run your fingers through your hair, but it'll give it a nice beachy vibe. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray that through Becky and Kelsey's hair. And this is also going to help with the braiding. It's going to help the braids stay intact much better.
Smells good too.
And it smells amazing. I'm just finger combing it. I'm not using a brush to loosen up the curls. Okay, and now their hair is ready for styling. So now I'm gonna show you how to create 4 Pinterest-inspired boho bridal hairstyles. For the first bridal hairstyle, I'm creating a boho ponytail with an accent braid using Becky as my model. As you can see, I went ahead and removed all of her fancy hair extensions because we're going to be clipping in the wefts differently for this hairstyle. So first, I'm creating a little ponytail with her hair to act as the foundation for the actual ponytail, and then I'm positioning it at the back and center of her head. Once I've created that little ponytail, I'm then clipping in a few fancy hair extension wefts, starting off with a few 2-clip wefts and then going up to the 3-clip wefts into the hair around the base of the ponytail. I'm clipping them around the base to keep it compact, and this is going to add lots of length and volume to the ponytail while disguising all of the clips. Once I've clipped in all of the wefts, I'm separating the section of hair that I'm going to be using to braid the accent braid, and then tying off the remaining loose hair off to the other side so that it's not in the way. So because Becky's hair is much shorter than the extensions, I'm going to clip in 4 of the 1-inch wefts into this section of hair to lengthen the accent braid and make it blend much more seamlessly with the ponytail. Notice that I'm clipping in the wefts facing the same direction that I'm going to be braiding in. This is very important because it's going to make sure that the clips lay flat against the head and will not be visible once the braid is complete. Now that all the wefts are clipped in, we're ready to start braiding. I'm just braiding a Dutch braid, which is simply a 3-strand braid, except instead of crossing the side strands over the middle strand, I'm crossing them under the middle strand and also incorporating hair from the outside of each strand as I go. This is going to ensure that the braid is attached to the head. I continue to braid this way until I run out of hair to add into the braid. I braid for a couple more inches and then I stop so that I can pull out on the sides of the braid to loosen it up. I stop halfway to pull out the braid because otherwise the braid would become too tight, and if it becomes too tight, it becomes too difficult to pull out the braid. Note that I am also pulling out only on the sides of the braid. You want to be careful to not pull out these sections from the middle, otherwise it can create little gaps within the braid, which is no bueno. So after I pulled out the first half of the braid, I continue braiding until I have a few inches of loose hair left at the ends, and then I pull apart the rest of the braid. Once I'm happy with the way that the braid looks, I tie off the ends of the braid with an elastic and wrap a small strand of hair around the elastic to cover it up, and I use another elastic over the loose ends that I wrapped around to keep it in place. And now I can work on the ponytail. I'm shaping all that loose hair that I tied away previously into a high ponytail and then adding the accent braid into the ponytail at the very end. After tying the ponytail together with the accent braid, I then go back in and gently pull out on the front part of Becky's hair to make it a little bit looser and more messy. And then I use her shorter hair from the ponytail to hide the elastic by wrapping it around the base of the ponytail and pinning it in place with some bobby pins. And the last touch is to add some dry shampoo to the ponytail and scrunch it up with your hands to mess it up. And that's how I recreated the famous Pinterest boho braided ponytail. For this next Pinterest-inspired hairstyle, I'm creating a twisted boho half-up style on Kelsey. To do this, you simply want to take a section of hair from the front of one side, twist it up and away from the face, and bring it to the back of the head and off to the opposite side. Then I'm gently pulling out on the sides of the twist to loosen it up and make it thicker, and then I'm pinning it in place with a few bobby pins. And now I'm just going to repeat the exact same steps on the other side and pin the second twist right under the first twist. And that's pretty much it. This hairstyle can literally be created in 5 minutes or less and can be dressed up with a simple hair accessory if you wanted to. How beautiful is that? For this next boho bridal hairstyle inspired by Pinterest, I'm creating a twisted updo on Becky. So I first went ahead and clipped in her fancy hair extensions normally without using the mini bun hack at the nape of the neck, and I clipped in her hair extensions only up to the tops of her ears. With the rest of her hair, I'm just temporarily tying it away so that it's not in my way, and then I'm tying the remaining loose hair into a low ponytail and then separating the ponytail into 2 sections. Working with one of the sections, I'm further separating it into 2 and braiding a rope braid. To braid a rope braid, you want to twist both strands one way and wrap them around each other the opposite way. Keep repeating these steps until you get to the ends. When I get to the ends, I'm gently pulling out on the sides of the braid to loosen it up, and then I'm tying off the ends with an elastic. Then I'm taking the braid and wrapping it around the base of the ponytail and pinning it as I go. Once it feels secure, I'm braiding the remaining loose hair into another rope braid, pulling it apart, tying the ends, and wrapping it around the base of the bun in the opposite direction while pinning it as I go. I'm pretty much just repeating the exact same steps that I did with that first rope braid. Once the bun is pinned and secure, I like to go back in and pull out on a few sections until I'm happy with the shape and look of the bun. Once I'm happy, I go in with a light spray of hairspray just to make sure that everything stays put. Now that the base of the bun is done, I'm separating the rest of Becky's hair into 2 sections and tying away one of the sections so it's not in the way. With the working section, I'm spraying the top of the hair with some hairspray to give it some grit and texture so that I can pull out on some random pieces to give it that piecey look. And with the loose hair, I'm twisting it up and away from the face just like I did with the previous hairstyle that I did on Kelsey. Only this time I'm pinning the loose ends of the twist around the bun. Again, I'm using a little bit of hairspray to help me shape the hair and keep it exactly where I want it. And now I'm just repeating the same steps with the remaining loose hair, and notice that I pulled through the ends of the second twist through the first section to keep the look nice and seamless. The last touch is to add a beautiful boho bridal hair accessory like this one that we made on the TheSorryGirls YouTube channel. How gorgeous is that? This look is officially complete. Okay, so stacked braids have been popping up all over Pinterest and Instagram recently, so I wanted to put my own twist on it with the help of Kelsey's hair. First, I separated Kelsey's hair horizontally from ear to ear and tied away her hair on top so that it wasn't in the way. Then I picked up a section of hair from the top of the loose hair, tied it together with an elastic off to the right, created an opening above the elastic, and pulled the ponytail through the opening to create a twist. I then went in and gently pulled out on the sides of the twist with my fingers to loosen it up. Then I picked up another small section from either side and created the same twist right under the first one, but off to the left this time. I just kept repeating these same steps while alternating sides until I had a few inches of loose hair left at the ends. When you're done, you should have something that looks like this. Next, I untied the rest of Kelsey's hair that I tied away earlier and decided to weave this boho bridal headband accessory that I personally made on the TheSorryGirls YouTube channel into the braid. And I've got to say, I'm pretty impressed with myself. It turned out way better than I expected, and it literally took me less than 10 minutes to make. So all I did was align the middle of the headband with the middle of Kelsey's head, and I pinned the top of the headband to the top of Kelsey's head so that it wouldn't move around when I was braiding. Then I began braiding Kelsey's hair into a regular 3-strand braid while incorporating the headband and making sure that all the flowers remained facing up and didn't get covered up by hair. Once I had a few inches of loose hair left, I gently pulled out on the sides of the braid and then tied the ends of the 3-strand braid with the ends of the twisted braid. Then I just pinned the underside of the 3-strand braid to the top of the twisted braid with a few bobby pins to keep them stacked together. And then I covered up the elastics at the ends with any remaining loose ribbon from the headband. And finally, I just cut off any excess string or ribbon so that it would be about the same length as the braid, and this is the finished look. And lastly, I wanted to quickly show you guys the beautiful boho bridal hairpiece the girls made for me to go with my half-up messy bun style. This is yet another DIY boho bridal hair accessory that you can make at home with just a few simple things, and you can find out how we made it on the Sorry Girls YouTube channel. Ugh, I love it. Let me know which boho bridal hair look was your favorite in the comments below. Okay guys, so that wraps up today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. These are the finished looks with the boho bridal hair accessories that we made over on the Sorry Girls YouTube channel. So if you want to know how we created them, including this one that I have in my hair, head on over to their channel. I'm gonna leave a link right above my head so you can click on it and head right on over to the Sorry Girls channel.
And if you are here from our channel, make sure to give Niki a huge warm welcome.
Yeah, and subscribe to her channel. And if you haven't seen our video, make sure you go check it out.
And then I always like blow a kiss
Okay.
at the end, okay? So you wanna blow a kiss together?
Cool.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I didn't get
I didn't blow it.
Take 2.